So we absolutely have to talk about these Nintendo Switch 2 games that have just been announced to be getting true physical releases. That means they will be complete on the cartridge. And I have to start off by talking about the game that was announced that is most exciting to me because I am a fan of beat 'em ups, and this one looks incredible. It is a Japan import, and this game is called Ninja Baseball League, man, Bases Loaded, and it's going to be releasing on December 10th, 2026. Languages have not yet been confirmed for this release, but I'm really hoping that it is going to have English support. Either way, it is a beat 'em up, so it will still be playable, but I'm also really hoping that we will get like a native ESRB physical release here in the United States, because this is a classic 1990s arcade style beat 'em up. And it is a remake that is going to include a new soundtrack that you're going to be able to toggle between that and the original. And it's also going to include new mini games. And this game just looks really good. It looks like a lot of fun. And I need to have this in my physical Nintendo Switch 2 collection. And I definitely need to play this game because it looks amazing. And I also definitely should note that pre-orders for this game are available right now on Video Games Plus. They do have their own website. You can Google them. videogamesplus.ca is their website, I believe, as they are a Canadian video game store. And the next game that was just announced to be getting a Nintendo Switch 2 true physical copy is called 1000 Times Resist. And this is going to be getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, meaning it will be fully playable on the Nintendo Switch 1 console or the Nintendo Switch 2. And this is a kind of like sci-fi visual novel-like adventure. In the game's listing, it claims to have a story like no other. The game blends third-person adventure, visual novel, and first-person walking simulator for this unique experience. And it's fully voice acted with over 10 hours of gameplay. And this is a highly regarded game with a Metacritic sitting at 86 right now. So I've already seen online that a lot of people are already excited to be getting this on the Nintendo Switch 2, they're claiming. So I just want to give a little word of advice. If you want to secure any of these games on day one, I do highly recommend pre-ordering them, because I've noticed with a lot of these physical releases, they don't even show up at physical retail stores like Walmart, Best Buy. You do end up having to pre-order them. And if they do show up in stores, I'm noticing that a lot of these Switch 2 physical releases are getting minimal games shipped out to stores. They'll only be getting like 1 or 2 copies. And the funny thing is, you would think with game key cards, they would flood the market with those. But even those, a lot of them you really don't even see in the stores. So definitely pre-order these games if you want them. I'm not trying to get you to FOMO buy them. Don't buy them or think you're going to get rich off of them or anything like that. But if you want them in your collection and you know 100% that's the case and you have the funds available, definitely get your pre-orders in for these games. And before I go on with this video, I just want to quickly ask if you would please help me out in the algorithm by hitting the like button, hitting the hype button, subscribing to the channel if you're not already. I truly do appreciate all the support. But the next game that I have to cover on this list is a roguelike RPG, and it is called Grim Trials. And this is an Asian import with multi-language support. It will have English. It's releasing on September 24th, 2026. Video Games Plus has pre-orders available at 36 United States dollars. And let's go ahead and describe a little bit of what this game is about. Prove your worth, hack and blast your way through the Grim Trials. Grim Trials is a heavy metal action roguelite where you craft and customize your own weapons and equipment to embrace death your own way. Play as Evelyn, a young woman who has met an untimely end and found herself recruited as one of death's many reapers, tasked to hunt down impure souls, face her demons, and fight her way through an underworld of her own making. Evelyn must endure these trials to become a full-fledged reaper and see her still living loved one once again. And with this game getting an Asian import release, and releasing on September 24th, which is kind of just a little bit after Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave and Trails in the Sky's second chapter, I definitely think this game is going to go under the radar. And the next newly announced physical game does not yet have a release date, but it has been confirmed that Constance does have a physical version in production for both the Nintendo Switch 2 and the PlayStation 5. And this game has an 81 on Metacritic. It's supposed to be a pretty good 2D platforming adventure. Constance is a 2D hand-drawn action adventure featuring a paintbrush-wielding artist striving to escape from a colorful but decaying inner world created by her declining mental health. Become Paint. Utilize paintbrush mechanics to experience a constant state of flow, dive into the ground and walls, slice through the air and enemies. This game will also have you wielding your brush to defeat foes, solve puzzles, platforming challenges, etc. This does look like a pretty cool game, and I'm glad that it is going to be getting a true physical copy on the Nintendo Switch 2. Is this a game that interests you at all? Definitely let me know in the comments below. And I do believe that this is the newest true physical Nintendo Switch 2 announcement, because I almost forgot to include it in this video. But James Pond Legacy Collection has been announced to be getting a strictly limited physical release in Europe. You can look at the full listing of this game for yourself at system3.com. They are claiming that this is going to be a limited physical release. I believe I was reading that the first 1,000 copies are going to be cheaper, and then they are going to raise the price. I don't know much about these games, but I know that it is a collection of, I believe, like old school 2D platformers that were on consoles like the NES, Atari, I think even like the Commodore 64. I hear a lot of people saying that these games suck. I don't really know myself. And I know a lot of people were definitely giving them backlash about the cover of this game because they were saying that it is AI generated. But definitely, if you're interested in this one, pick it up because it is a limited physical release. And the last thing I want to talk about in this video is Pippy Strello and the Cursed Yo-Yo has come over to the Nintendo Switch 2 today with a free Nintendo Switch 2 Edition update, which adds up to 120 frames per second at 1080p in handheld mode, and it also lets you play the game 4K docked. If you already own the game, you can download this update for free right now. But the reason why I really wanted to cover this game is because PM Studios has been one of the biggest supporters of physical games on the Nintendo Switch 2, publishing a bunch of physical releases, maybe more than any other publisher out there, I think, at least here in the United States, it looks like. And someone asked them on Twitter when they put the post about this free update coming to the Switch 2 if this is going to get a Switch 2 Edition physical copy. And they said, we shall see. And I do feel like maybe they are teasing something there, because they definitely have been on a roll with putting physical games on the Switch 2. And this Pippy Strello game has become pretty popular, and it's very well regarded, sitting at an 87 on Metacritic right now. So I think there's definitely a good possibility that this could be a newly announced game that is going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. And then another thing that I wanted to touch on is that I saw that Limited Run said they're going to be announcing a new physical game coming to the Switch 2, I believe. I don't know if they said the Switch 2, but they have a new announcement coming this Friday. So that's something you may want to keep your eyes on over there. But before I go ahead and wrap this video up, I'm just curious to know what games you all are playing out there. Lately, I've just still been playing Splatoon Raiders. I did clear the main game. I've got like over 25 hours in it, but I've been really struggling to make any progress in the post-game bottomless buffet. So I've just been doing some of the spicy raids and helping out a bit online, stuff like that. And I've also been playing that game that I got a free review code for, Aibiki Chase and Seek 2. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know Japanese, so forgive me for that. But it's basically like you're playing hide and seek. You could be the monsters or the humans. I've heard it's kind of like a game called Dead by Daylight on other consoles, but this is like more cutesy, like chibi looking little characters, but it's a lot of fun. I've got like 10 hours in on it. Maybe an hour or two might be from letting my daughters play it, but fun game. Just fun to pick up and play online. You play a little 3-minute session and then you can leave or keep playing. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I didn't ramble too much for you here at the end. I really do appreciate all your support. Don't forget to help me out in the algorithm, please. I'll definitely look forward to catching you all in the next video.